Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Today I'm taking you to a English manor house, which was construction started in the 10th century. And the manor exchanged hands between many wealthy families, first landowners, then industrialists. We're up in Worcestershire still. So there was coal mining here in the past at the start of the Industrial Revolution, and many wealthy families. The place is called Witley Court. The info is in the links. We're going to take around. It's actually a ruin, a rather grand ruin. It has been a ruin since 1937, when there was a fire. And no one could afford to repair it, being such a grand structure. But you can still go around, have a look at it, have a look at the gardens, and I'll show you here the lovely lake. It's not the only view of the lake we will get, but while we're here, there it is. Okay, so here we are at Witley Court. We'll have a wander around. There's an artistic structure in the main front courtyard, which we will go in and look at. As you can see, it's just the shell of the building remaining. There's no roof. So we'll have an explore through everywhere together now. Lovely grand manor house. You see, there's So here we are inside the main structure. As you can see, no floors, no roof, but the main walls of the building still remain standing. It's where we entered from just now. So we'll walk. So this was the entrance hall, which remained the heart of Witley Court through successive generations. As the great hall of the medieval manor house, the Jacobean hall, and then the grand entrance to the 18th and 19th century house. Because obviously, over the centuries, each wealthy family who took over the house, bought the house, made their own improvements, built new wings, and the house became grander and grander. You can see up there in the middle a fireplace on the second floor. There's a chimney there. And out here, looking to the gardens, lovely trees and fountains. Fountains do turn on. Last time I was here they were on, but we're not so lucky with timing this time. But beautiful views over the surrounding farmland. And we can see here that's a picture of what was the dining room. The main hall again. We'll go out now through the back entrance, and there's another impressive fountain which we will look at.
But it's looking at me first.
So this is the largest fountain, and we'll walk out there. See, the little ones are running. We'll go right out there so we can have the view on the way back. There's the main fountain. Lovely view again. Dragons and gods or knights make up the fountain. See there, not sure if it's a mortal or a god, but defending a woman from a dragon. Ooh, the clock just struck 1, and that's from the church, which is not a ruin actually. The church wasn't affected by the fire, and we will go and take a look, most certainly. An angel riding a dragon. So we'll go now and sit in that, I'm not sure what you call it, a little I'll call it a talking house. Looks like the place where you would go to have some private discussions. Maybe romantic, maybe business, or maybe just gossip. But I will sit here for a while. I'll probably leave the camera running, just so there's a peaceful appreciation of the place and its beauty. The clock tower. Well, that could be the church on the church, but it is a clock tower, but it could be connected to the church. Some lovely trees all around. A symmetrical talking house on the other side. Lovely sound of the water from what is really a most impressive fountain. Garden continues along up there. We'll take a walk further. Oh, we can just take a look at some farm fields just sprouting. Sprouting, you see. The neighbouring farmland, very active. here to what is called the winter garden. Up these stairs. Lovely lavender presently. There's probably an ornamental pond here in the middle one day. A fig tree, you can see, with figs doing well, although it looks like a young fig tree. They obviously sometimes have art exhibitions here. Presently, none. A little walk through this passage. It's an old spiral staircase. A curved facade. Oh, and now we can see the whole fountain has started. We'll go and see the other fountain, which is not working at the moment. So this east garden, called the East Parterre, was one of the new gardens designed by William Nesfield in the 1850s. An elaborate formal garden was intended to be viewed from above, from the higher level terrace, or even better, from the ballroom windows of the house. So from this terrace or ballroom windows, I think these with the grand steps going up, that would have been the ballroom. And what a party that would be, having the dancing going on through those big three doors, the grand steps coming out to this beautiful garden in industrial decadence, industrialist decadence. Makes you wonder why some modern industrialist, entrepreneur, capitalist would not want to buy this and make it new again. The Flora fountain in the middle here, Flora fountain, was named after the central figure of the goddess of spring, Flora. She is surrounded by 4 tritons, or mermen, who blew spouts of water out through their shell trumpets. So we'll go take a closer look at Flora on the fountain now, and also walk up the steps. I like this bench, covered stone bench. We'll go take a look and have a sit down for a second or two. It's quite low under here, but a lovely shaded spot for a nice shaded spot here on the bench. So, watch your head, and off we go. Now, as I was saying, these are the steps up to the ballroom, if I'm not mistaken. So let's go up and view the garden as it was intended, or maybe even from higher it was intended to be viewed, on the 2nd floor. But anyway, let's go see the fountain. So there are the mermen. There are the mermen. It looks like Flora, unfortunately, has snapped in two. All that's left of Flora is her feet. But her mermen, you see, they're hard because of the light, but you see Flora, who once stood on the top, has fallen, but her mermen stand strong still. One of my favourite trees, I believe it's called a monkey tree. Always liked them. And here we can see the whole view of this side, the east side of the house. Right, so now that's a lot of Witley Court looked at. It is a ruin, but it's a nice place. I really like coming here just to chill out, have a sit down in the garden. There's always a big fountain going, lovely view, grand feelings to the place. Yeah, lovely trees, a nice breeze today too. So what I'll do now, we'll walk over. I won't record the walking over, but I'll walk over to the church, do a little video in the church, show you the church, and then some videos through the woodland gardens. Just some huge trees, and a beautiful view of the lake, which gets nice reflection of the clouds. But yeah, just having a sit down right now in the garden, chilling out. It's not a very busy tourist attraction, but it is a Monday. I'm sure on a Saturday, Sunday it'd be much busier. But it's a nice place to get the feeling of what of the area, really. Okay, so we'll be off to the church soon. So here we go, the main fountain in full force. Must be a good 30 meters in height. Numerous spouts. Must go and read about what the fountain depicts, so let's do that now. So yes, this is the south garden, I've read, and the fountain, the sculptures depict Perseus and Andromeda, so you can research the story that is being depicted. There is a dragon, Perseus and Andromeda rising from the water. So the fountain here is very impressive once you get close. Smells of the sea even. The large 30-meter spray chute has already stopped. Now the dragons at the edge are spurting their final gulps. Okay, so here we are at the church behind me. I was going to wait because the gardener's cutting the lawn and there'll be lots of noise, but anyway, let's go take a look. So here we are at the church. This is the front entrance. Where we were before was the back. It's a usual Great Witley parish church. So it's operational, open every day, 9 to 5, and free entrance, of course, being a church. But it will have the usual Sunday services that would be usual in anywhere in the country. So we'll go up and take a look. Go inside. It's got, if I remember rightly, nice paintings or painted ceilings, bit of both. Anyway, cool. So here we go. So it says, please close the door to keep out nesting birds. So here we go. Let's open the big door. Here we are. Here we go. Hello. See, look at this beautiful church. Here's some history about the families who owned the house. The Foley family. The Witley Lions, they I think are no longer there. A lot of the stonework was sold after the fire by the family who owned it at the time. Here is a picture actually of the fire in progress. and the Dudleys. The Dudleys, I believe, were the last family to own the house before the fire. Excuse me.
Did you say that? Very nice. Anyway, come on.
Yes. Here we go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
It's a mirror, so you can see the paintings. However, I will have it better to do it from the other angle. There is the stained glass window. The organ, the rear. Look at all the pictures. It's baby Jesus and the wise men, I assume. Yeah, I love this big old door handle to get out of the church. Here we come into the main entrance. Shut the door, and you see we'll get our bearings. It's the graveyard outside, it's probably reserved for family members. So when we were in the church, I overheard the resident warden talking to a couple in there saying, and they remarked that it's very unusual for a Church of England, that's the religious organisation in England, for a Church of England church to be so gaudy with gold and elaborately decorated. Remember from my video in Winchester Cathedral, for example, there it is just plain stone, very meek plain stone. However, this church was designed and the painting was done by Catholics actually, although it's always been a Church of England church. It thus has the grand style that you'd associate and maybe find in Italy in Catholic churches. So very unusual in England to find such a church. So here we can have a peek over the walls which separates the church to the main house and some of the remains going down. So it's a really large complex. See, that was over there is the curved facade out by the south garden with that big fountain. Yeah. So that's about it from Witley Court. Showed you the court, the church. We still have the gardens to look at. I'm going to show you a lovely big tree out there in the lake. But now I'm off to go to the tea room, see what is tasty to eat there. So yep, see you in a bit. So that's it. We will say goodbye to Witley Court. Just for your information, I mean, we are now going to go look at the gardens, the lake. There's a wooded walkway, great place for children to come. There's big playgrounds, and that's all over that way in the gardens, in the extended gardens, and that's free actually to come. To visit the actual house like we just did, it's about £10 admission, and the church is also free, so a lot of the grounds are actually free. So yep, come here, chill out in the gardens anytime you like if you're up in Worcester. Okay, so now we go see the woodland trails, see what we find there. Okay, so I think actually, by the way, I was wrong. The gardens aren't absolutely free. They're also included in the £10 entry fee. It's just you can go to the church free of charge. So anyway, we're now coming down to this rather large planned ornamental lake. A little pathway being cut for us by the old noisy gardener. We'll go right down to the edge. However, this is not the best view of the lake. I'll show you that when we are leaving. However, it is indeed too tempting, too nice a place to not come to the bank. See, we've got lilies just opening now, just flowering all over the lake. All over the lake. The yellow lilies on the surface. Everywhere. Okay. Head back now. Over this way. Up there you can see the house. So the top, the living quarters up on the second and third floors would have had this lovely view over the lake. If you see over there, very interesting, there's like a little cave boathouse, I presume. A little, wait, alright, there are little jetties as you see there, dotted around, where, although they don't look very stable, I'll risk it for the video. Here we go out on the lake. Some ducks over there, minding their own business. Travelling across the lake, there they are. Whole gang of them. I think the correct term would be gaggle. A gaggle of ducks. The best view is actually from down there, the other end. And we'll go down there in a second. Yeah, a lily. Here's some fish popping up to the surface. Ooh. This jetty that I chose to come up, this rather old rickety jetty I'm on, number 13. But as I am a very lucky person, for me 13 is indeed just another lucky number. So let's move on to the other view and some woodland trail films. So here we are in some of the woodland pathways. A bit cooler out of the sun in the shade. Very nice fresh air. What I love about this area, Midlands in England, these cast iron fences, very, for me, specific to the area. You don't get them down south. And I'm up here actually because it's where my grandma lived, so within about 15 minutes of this house here, and where my mum and auntie and everyone, they were all born up here, and so I came up to stay at my grandma's old house. So here we go. This is a natural wonder of Witley. If you like trees, here we have a rather massive oak, I believe. Wait for it. Here we go. Look at that. A big old trunk and canopy. Oof. Look at those branches stretching far over there. Wonder how old this old oak is. We'll go and get a bit closer. Make a great old tree house, and the stump around is well worn. I'm sure many children have enjoyed this massive tree. I'm enjoying it too. So thank you, good old tree. Have a good day. Nothing wrong with talking to trees. However, of course, I'm only doing it because I'm filming, and this is to help you improve your English. So I have to speak from time to time. But when we look at this next view coming up, in a second, not this one that we're just seeing now, this is down into more woodland paths. However, this view of the lake, we shall just stand in silence for a while. I love the way here the clouds reflect on a sunny day. So this very beautiful large lake, and as I say, I love the way the trees reflect and the sky reflects in the water. Might be able to just see in the distance over there is a rather locally famous clock tower called Aberley Clock Tower. It's not the one that just rang, if you heard that, but it's actually now a private prep school called Aberley Hall. Quite a reputable school, a good school. Expensive school though, not part of the state school system, but rather what we call a public school. But for some reason. I can never understand why we called it that, because a public school is in fact a private school where you have to pay, whereas a state school, more logically and as per its name, is a school where you it's all funded by the government and taxes. But anyway, I will stop talking and let's just enjoy this view and the one solitary little bird there crossing. Over here, it sounds like some kind of waterfall or drain from the lake. Yep, you see that? Nice canopy of trees. One of my favorite monkey trees. However, don't worry trees, I like you all. So, now we'll go on the lakeside walk. Again through my favourite cast iron gates. I'm afraid I won't be going swimming for you today. Very peaceful place. See, that's where we were over on Jetty 13. I was just down there. So let us continue the walk. Look at this tree. So there we go, there's a lovely view of the church, and the corner of the courthouse. It's called a courthouse. Of course, it's not like a court, like a legal court. Through the next gate. Don't know where we're going. Hope there are no tigers or anything. Sure, I'll be alright. Lovely place just to chill out. Lovely smell of the forest. Don't know what these trees are, but some kind of evergreen pine tree. Very cool looking, if you ask me. Here you can do wildlife spotting. Go up here, there's some lovely sunny spot with a bench, a picnic table. Could you ask for a much better picnic spot than this? Could you? Could ask, but you might not get. Coming around to the Piece de la Resistance, the court, on this lovely sunny day. Right, okay, thanks for joining me. That's about it. That's almost everything, I suppose, here. We got the park, the gardens, and the court in the background. Thanks for joining me. See you soon. Bye. A last walk through these little woodland pathways which spread throughout the grounds. Lots of little secluded places to sit, big trees with branches like benches. Yeah, even for four, what a considerate tree. So this is called the Woodland Walk. Another nice oak tree, not quite as big but very nicely shaped. Let's go down, something exciting might be down. However, if you go down you have to come back up. Little shaded places amongst the trees. Ooh. Little bridge. This was from the runoff, the overflow of the lake, which I tried to show, the kind of waterfall thing. There we go, we got a little stream coming from up there. That's where that waterfall was. Makes this area very fertile, I suppose. Right, so we'll just walk around the woodland garden, back up, and then I'm off back down to the south of England. About a 4-hour, 3.5-hour drive. So I best get cracking. Now going to the wilderness garden and play area. Oh well, we're not going to go really, but this is the wilderness garden. I think just a kind of open space and the play area. Daisies, wild daisies. I'm a bit lost now, to be honest. Hope I get back to the entrance soon. Very hot in these jeans. Yep, here we go. Back to the main entrance. Okay, that's all. Signing off. Bye.